Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the first episode of the Blind Border Donkey podcast. I'm your host, Raymond Al-Azar, and just wanted to welcome you all into this new venture. Not exactly new. I've tried podcasting before, but I just wasn't consistent with it, so here goes nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, from now on, going to be consistent uploads every Thursday, and who knows, I might even invite a guest on. You know, I'm just trying this out, and this is basically going to be a show about my personal life and also just stuff I find interesting, you know, local news, world news, type stuff like that, you know, nothing really like specific about a topic. It just has to do with my perspective on the world and really about just blending both my cultures, you know, Mexican and American cultures together. I think that this year is going to be very, very crazy. You know, it's going to be nuts. It's going to be a lot of shit going on in the world. It's going to pop off. You know, it's coming to a point, and I figure why not just do something that feels routine, feels natural to me, and provides entertaining content at the end of the day. You know, I really missed this because this was my way of expressing myself before. And I was in high school when I first tried to do this. I was using Anchor FM, and then I was posting my podcast episodes on Spotify, but I'm gonna try it differently now. So I'm gonna upload the video format to YouTube, and I'm gonna have the audio format on Spotify. I'm gonna do my best to make that happen the first time around. I'm in pain, dude. Look, check this out, bro. Fucking hurt myself skateboarding yesterday, man. I opened my knee and I had to do some like super improvised first aid, and I put a fucking like ointment and a little snow bunny on my foot, snow bunny tail cotton, and I taped it using 4 bandages, and fucking a lot better now, but your boy is not gonna be skateboarding for a while. Got the incense, got the vibes right, you know what I'm saying? This is you know, just something to put on while you're washing dishes or doing laundry. I mean, if you give a shit about that kind of shit. And without further ado, let's get started, man. What do I want to talk about? Man, I really want to get into MMA. I haven't been practicing as much lately. I know I should, because lately it feels like a lot of motherfuckers have been trying my patience or testing me, and I'm not even in the streets like that anymore, you know? Like, I've kind of wisened up since I was 18, 19, 20. I'm 22 now, so I'm really looking forward to like grow myself as a man and, you know, start a career and such, and just mentally and spiritually evolve, you know? Finances apart, you know, the money always comes. The money flows when you're in your flow state. I really do believe that genuinely. When you're yourself and you're in tune with yourself, the money's gonna follow you, but you have to pick something. You have to make a choice, and then you have to fucking hammer on it. So I really wanna join like a Muay Thai gym and a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, you know, like a mixed martial arts gym, just so I can practice both of those arts and, you know, really refine them. You know, I mean, I wanna find hold on, shit, fuck. Forgot to start a timer. I'm starting a timer and shit for the topics I got today. I'm trying to start with 3 topics an episode, because I can get carried away and talk your ear off forever, you know. But like, man, what can I say, man? I've had experience in Kung Fu. My first martial art was Kung Fu in Tijuana. I remember my mom driving me to downtown TJ, and I would train like Wing Chun, fucking like Ip Man, you know, like real Kung Fu. And people still rag on it, but to this day, man, I find it useful, bro. Like, I can counter and block your shit, maintain distance, like just like really like focusing on your chi and shit, like your core and your center, like all that. Like, just when you're aligned, bro, you can fuck people up straight up. Like, it's not even about learning fancy combinations or like making funny sound effects when you punch, like what the? Like, nah, it's more like a flow state. I learned how to flow like from learning Kung Fu when I was in middle school. And then since then, I've just kind of applied it to everything in life, you know, like uninterrupted. Like, it's a really good basis, you know. It's what Tony Ferguson actually practiced, was Wing Chun. In UFC, if you follow UFC, Tony Ferguson was one of my favorite fighters, but his downfall was pretty hard to watch. I mean, he just couldn't stop fighting. He kept on losing and shit. I mean, I'm not even kidding when I tell you this shit. I mean, look, I got a fucking Joker mouthpiece, like, like, I'm really about this shit. Like, I'm trying to fuck somebody up, you know, in the name of self-defense, right? I mean, I hated those assholes at the gym that were fucking egotistical and just try to fuck you up, you know, just because you're a new kid in the gym and you're younger. Like, when I find the gym that I want to practice at, I'm definitely gonna be, you know, low key, you know, and then when it's time to shine, that's when I'm gonna bust out all the fucking shit I learned, you know what I'm saying? Because I think that as a man, it's fundamentally important to know how to defend yourself. Why? Well, not just thinking about yourself, right? But you also got to think about it this way. I'm gonna put my sleep mask on when I talk sometimes because it helps me visualize what I'm talking about. I know it looks weird, but fuck it. I think fundamentally as a man, if you don't know how to defend yourself, that's a red flag. And it's a red flag because you don't know how to defend the people who are close to you. You know, let's say you're with your girlfriend one day and some asshole is just trying to, you know, he's trying to test your gangster, you know, and he slaps her on the ass or he says some fucking fucked up shit and you just like don't do shit about it, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're gonna look like a bitch, you know what I'm saying? You gotta know when to fucking pick your battles, but you also gotta know when to stand up for yourself, you know what I'm saying? Stand on your fucking heels as a man, stand on your 10 toes and just really handle, you know, or a better situation, more realistically, like, let's say you're with your dad, right? And this is a real personal anecdote, right? And you're out in the club and you're partying and shit, you're with your dad, and then you get jumped by like fucking 16, 14 dudes. It must have been like 12 or 10 dudes. It was a lot of dudes, bro. And we just got our ass cooked, bro. We got our fucking ass whipped. Like, I'm talking like, I was off like 20, 16 beers, bro, like chugging these fucking Indio beers. If you don't know what Indio is, it's a Mexican beer. You should try it. It's really tasty. We were just chugging these buckets, bro, and fucking, I don't know what happened, but we just got our fucking ass whooped out of nowhere. Like, we got jumped, and I'll never forget that day because I was like 18 or 19, and I was so pissed off that I couldn't do shit, you know? But then again, it's like, what are you gonna do, you know, in a situation like that? Like, it's really limited to what your capabilities are and what the environment is. You always gotta be aware. Spatial awareness, that's a very, very big, important thing in mixed martial arts, is spatial awareness. Like, right now, I'm trying to find my vape. I can't fucking find my vape. I'm losing my fucking shit. Oh well, forget it, you know? And in the streets, bro, it's like, it's tricky because when you're in the streets, nobody's following rules, man. So you really have to resort to being violent on another level, you know? Like, I'm talking like it's your life or mine, you know? So it can easily go down that path, like where it can be someone dying, you know what I'm saying? Because people lose control, they lose their temper, they lose hindsight of their emotions, and they just fucking become something else. It's fear. It's all based on fear, you know? And if you don't have the capability to stabilize your thoughts and just fucking act on your instincts, then I think that that's very, very bad. I think that's very, very dangerous. And unfortunately, that's just in society, you know, like, most men are not trained, or they're not told to learn how to defend themselves, because it's like, oh, we'll just get a gun. Oh, just call 911. Okay, cool, yeah. I live in fucking San Diego sometimes, and I live in TJ, so it's like, you can't get a fucking gun. Like, if you use a gun, even if you're defending yourself, you might just fucking set yourself up for a life imprisonment, even if it was self-defense. You know, the legal system doesn't give a fuck. It's all about framing. So if you don't know, like, hand-to-hand fucking combat, like, it's just really fucked up. You gotta know it. Because at the end of the day, these fools in the streets, they're gonna use fucking hatchets, they're gonna use knives, they're gonna use bats, they're gonna use brass knuckles. Like, it's fucked up, man. It's not fair. So you really gotta have that basis, because at the end of the day, I've never like been the type to be the aggressor. You know, I've never been the kind of guy that's looking and picking out fights, right? I've always been very, very aware that sometimes you gotta pick your battles, you know? Sometimes you gotta run and sometimes you gotta fight. It's that fight or flight instinct that every person has, man or woman, you know? It's that adrenaline pumping and you gotta make a split decision on the spot, right? And unfortunately, I've had to flee a lot of times, but fortunately, the times that I did have to fight, I held my own and I survived, right? And this is a testament right here. I mean, I almost got my fucking neck chopped off last month, like I'm talking like 45, 50 days ago, and I'm like still trying to process and like go on about my life, you know? Like I'm starting a new job, I'm meditating, I'm eating right. I'm just like not worried about what happened to me, you know? But I am aware that shit can happen again, right? That just because something happened once doesn't mean it's not gonna repeat itself, even if you don't want it to, right? Because like I said, I don't go picking this shit out. Sometimes people are fucking wicked, they're fucked up, and they just wanna hurt you because they see that you're a being of light, you know? On the outside, to people, maybe society, I may come off as like, how do I say this? I may come off like a rebel, you know, like an outcast, kind of like a criminal, but in reality, that's not my mojo, you know. I'm very much a family man. I'm very in tune with my friends. I'm very in tune with, you know, my fellow neighbor. I don't roll like that. It's just that maybe sometimes my mouth, yeah, that's what it is, you know, like your mouth can get you in a lot of fucking trouble, just simply based on the shit you say, because believe it or not, the words you say have impact, bro. They got meaning. Like, don't ever think that you can just mouth off in public or to any random fucking stranger on the street or even on the internet and get away with it, bro. I've heard stories of people getting fucking stalked, tracked down, and murdered, like straight murked over shit that they said online, over a comment, you know? So imagine what could happen on the street if you just fucking mouth off and you don't have any restraint and you think you're the shit. Like, no, humble yourself, bro. Humble the fuck down and realize that people aren't going to react to you and respect you the way that you think they will, because it's not the case at all. Especially in the man's universe, it's all about respect, right? So you might think that you're cracking an inoffensive joke, or you're just, you know, you're just saying something harmless, but it might come off as extremely offensive and downright like, oh, okay, right on. So now I'm gonna fuck you up, right? Like that, it can go that route. You know, so you gotta have that self-control and you gotta know when to fucking fold your cards, man. Like, it is what it is. That's exactly why I wanna practice, you know. I wanna get more experience. I wanna get more leveled up in that shit. Like, I wanna become a black belt in jiu-jitsu one day. Because there's a very few percentile of people on walking this planet that are that high level. And people who are that high level, you want on your side. You want them around you, especially at night. You know, especially in events like a bar or like a concert or like a protest. Like right now with all the fucking crazy shit going on, you never know. You never know. So that leads me to my next topic, sobriety. Fuck, this is a tough one, man. I don't know how to even navigate this one because I've been smoking weed, bro, since I was 13, 14 years old, man. Like, no kizzy. I've really been fucking on the warpath and just trying out every single substance and experimenting with my brain chemistry. And I gotta say, man, like, did I learn anything from it? Yeah, I think I did. I'm not sure what it is, but I feel it. You know, it's kind of that innate feeling where, okay, I tried this, it wasn't for me. You know, like weed, for example. Like, I realized that I can't be the kind of person that's smoking weed every day because I'm not productive. I'm not productive. Like, I know there's some stoners that argue like weed isn't even bad. Like, you can still smoke weed and be productive and pet your dog and love your wife and feed your kids and go to work. Like, more power to you, man. That's great. That's fucking wonderful news, you know? But in my case, when you have gone through like a lot of fucking post-traumatic stress and just situations where, especially run-ins, man, run-ins with the wrong people and run-ins with the law, like, it's not something that you want in your life all the time, because it disrupts your sleep patterns. You know, it really fucks up your thought processing, you know, and it also blocks your dreams. That's something that I'm really trying to get into, is lucid dreaming. Lucid dreaming is one of those things that people say that like you spend a third of your life asleep. That's not just what people say. That's not just an opinion. It's fact. It's scientific fact that you spend a third of your fucking life asleep. Like, you really can manifest and put into action over the course of day by day work and internal work anything you want in this universe. That's what I'm learning every day. That's the key, is that you can really fucking achieve what you want. You just have to be able to visualize it in your brain first, right? Materialize it, write it down, create a plan, and go after it. There's nothing stopping you, man. At the end of the day, like, it's limitless. Like, human beings have this capacity to just attain what they desire, you know, by attracting it. And as a man, that's what I feel like I need to do in order to progress and level up in life. I can't keep doing drugs, like, you know, like party drugs, like fucking weed or fucking coke or fucking like psychedelics and shit, because that shit doesn't really help you, you know. Like, maybe the psychedelics do. Like, I have nothing against magic mushrooms, for example, because they do help you if you're going through a depressive episode or whatnot. But I will say that, well, let's restart this fucking timer. I will say that, like, smoking weed and caffeine, especially after like 4 or 5 o'clock, fucks up my sleep pattern, right? And then everything that I had planned for the week, it just kind of gets minimized, you know? It gets a little convoluted. It doesn't get done, in my experience, because I'm too sluggish, or I'm like, I got one eye open and I'm driving and I'm fucking trying to focus on the road, or like I'm trying to listen to somebody that I'm talking business with, and it's really not beneficial at this point in my life, you know? At this point in my life, I've really got to be sober, because if I'm not in 110% control of my brain's thought patterns and the things that I say, then I can land myself in trouble again, you know? And that's the last thing I need in my life, is more trouble. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that is the same for everyone, you know? Like I said, there's no judgment here. But in my experience, I have episodes, bro, like real like anxiety breakdowns and shit, like psychotic. So when I feel that in my brain and I start losing a grip on reality, that's when I'm like, okay, I gotta take 10 steps back and reassess. I gotta reassess and just see, like, okay, maybe I was at fault for what I did today. Maybe I did hurt that individual by the way I acted, or I reacted to them, the things I said. And I can't blame them for me not being in control, you know, for me being in a different state of mind because of the substances I chose to introduce to my body, to my brain chemistry, right? My mother explained this to me very well. Shout out Andrea, that's my mom. Andrea explained to me very well that me being 22, I literally only have 3 to 4 more years before my brain development is complete. So the more shit that I don't know if it's, you know, like, let's say like the wax pens, for example, you don't exactly know if those are made legitly or if they have pesticides or fucking weird shit thrown in there, you know, to get you more hooked. And I've experimented with so many types of fucking wax pens, like I can't even name you all of the brands I've tried. Or even just like random weed I've smoked with people off the street, you know, just because I'm trying to socialize, right? I'm very like that. Like, I'm very chameleon in the sense that whatever situation I'm in, I can kind of blend in and involve myself in that social group. And that's kind of taught me who to stay away from and who I want to spend more time with. Because At the end of the day, people aren't going to care. You know, after the night's gone and you wake up the next morning and you got your work, you got your fucking bills to pay, you got your life responsibilities, you got people calling you, nobody fucking cares. Nobody cares what you were up to the night before, you know? And that was a really hard lesson for me to learn and to let go of that need to be involved, because I've always wanted to fucking be involved. That's been my problem is, oh, I have to be going to this event. Oh, I have to go with these friends. You know, I have to do this. Like, no. That is not the way, because those are all distractions, simply distractions. Those are all just placebos. Those are all meant to fill in a void within you, of a gap of loneliness. And that's the one thing that I've never had an issue with, is being by myself alone. Loneliness isn't a bad thing if it's moderated. You know, in excess, that can be very detrimental to someone's mental health, because men aren't as, I would say, proactive in seeking out healthy friendships with other men. You know, when I look at women, they talk to everyone. They talk to the fucking squirrels. They talk to birds. They talk to the flowers. They talk to babies. They talk to the Target cashier. They talk to the fucking mailman. You know, that's just part of like a woman's natural essence to be flowing, you know, in the universe, in the world. And me, in my experience, I'm very closed off. I'm very shelled up, because I'm aware of the dangers of the world, and I'm aware that not everyone is out here for your best interest. In fact, most people aren't out here for your best interest. And they can be wearing the best smile on their face with the sweetest, kindest eyes, but behind that sweet smile and those kind eyes, there comes a price. There comes a proposition, right? Oh, let's go out tonight. What are you doing? Bro, it's 10 p.m. It's 11 p.m. I'm falling asleep. Bro, you gotta come outside, bro. Like we're all out here, bro. Like let's just come out, bro. Just hang out. No, bro. I put down the phone. Because you know what that is? That's a bad omen. That's a bad omen. When you already finished everything you did for the day and you're tucked in bed and you have a call or a text like beckoning you to go outside, that's not a good thing. It's only going to disrupt the routine and the livelihood you have set up for yourself. And I truly do believe that. So I feel that if I can quit, you know, a lot of my vices, one of them for sure has got to be smoking. I just, THC has been the hardest one to leave, but I have kind of reduced it, and I've felt amazing. I've felt way less paranoid, way less sluggish, way less uninspired in my life. And I'll occasionally smoke like cigarettes, you know, and I'll vape nicotine, but that's also not very healthy, right? If I had the option to, I'd probably get some fucking Zins and pop them in my mouth, you know, and then go on a run or read a book, you know, because nicotine is one of those things that actually helps your brain. It's the fucking filtering and the rat poison they have in cigars and cigarettes that's actually fucking killing you, right? But for example, when I talk to my Mexican family members about weed, like I'm talking paisa, like real Mexicans, not border crossers, not dual citizens, right? Like I'm a border crosser. I'm about to be a dual citizen. So I can get access to weed almost instantly. But when I try and talk about it with my family members who are Mexican, it's kind of like, oh, no, just alcohol for me. I just like to drink and smoke a couple cigarettes and go to sleep. I don't mess with that weed stuff. That's the devil, right? Because it's that cultural difference. It's really frowned upon because Mexican culture is very much conservative still. I know there's still like a very, very different movement, like a leftist movement to empower like the LGBT community and women's rights and you know, like legalize the weed and all that shit. But at the end of the day, Mexico is still very conservative and the laws reflect that. So even getting caught up smoking weed or having it in your possession fucked my life up. Like that shit fucked me up for a bit. But I'm bouncing back, man. I'm bouncing back, baby. I'm not stressing about shit because I learned my lesson. You know, I was trying to be fucking hard and shit, but like, oh, fuck the authority, I do what I want, like, this is my fucking life. No, dude. No, the world doesn't change just because you are in it. You have to change in accordance to the world around you. And if you don't like it, fucking move around. You know, go to fucking Amsterdam, go to Texas. I don't know. I mean, Texas is not a good example, my fault. Go to fucking San Francisco or something. But like in my situation, it's still very much taboo, you know, and that's just the one thing that I had to quit. You know, I've met people that are pill heads, that are coke heads, that are fucking just escapists, you know, like I looked at that as like, okay, you're clearly hurting inside and you're escaping it, but that's not, I don't think that I can associate with that kind of environment, you know. That's not helping my creative process. It's not creating, how do I say it? It's not helping me grow my roots. It's not helping me fundamentally develop myself from within. No, that's not it, you know. It's just one of those things, bro. And here we are, you know, fucking June 12th, 2025. I'm feeling good, man. I got a lot of shit going for me now, you know, just based off my sheer mind state, you know, my mind frame. How I fucking think now is different. You know, I'm not like looking at social media and looking at people if they're doing better, if they're doing worse. At the end of the day, like, you got to worry about yourself, kid. You got to look out for yourself, kid. That's all it is, because this world is going to fucking tempt you. It's going to tempt you, and it's going to throw shit at you, and it's going to distract you. And it's full of that. It's full of, like, the moment you fucking log online or you step outside, it's full of distractions and shit that isn't aligned with your purpose. What is my purpose on earth? I'm still finding that out, you know, day by day. I can't say I have a clear answer, but I do think it has to do with getting back to my community. I think it does have to do with providing for my family, you know, and chipping in, you know, putting my bag on the table, you know, and finding that happiness for myself. I think that your purpose in life should ultimately be something that serves you, to make you happy. You know, your purpose in life isn't to impress other people or to, oh, look at me, everyone, look, I'm so happy, look at me, oh, I have this possession, I have this car, I have this clothing on, I have this fucking, you know, like, that's not what it's about, man. It's not. And the more you invest your energy in showing off and just doing performative acts that don't lead to anything, that don't have like a strong point behind it, the more you're gonna derail, you know, and distract yourself from what you're really put on this earth to do. I think we're all put on this earth to be messengers for good. You know, if you believe in God, I don't necessarily believe in religion, but I do believe in a spiritual connection between every single being. You know, we're all just one simple conscious. We're all one shared consciousness, but we're also having different experiences every second of our life. Like that, like, it's really deep rooted and hard to understand. But the one thing that I will say is, it's not your job to understand somebody else. It is your job to know yourself. And according to that, treat others the exact same way that you would treat yourself. Even if people shit on you, even if people smear dirt on your name, even if people put their fucking hands on you, if people try and harm you, if people try and kill you, if people try and bring your reputation down, if people fucking spread nasty rumors and lies behind your back, fuck it. Who gives a fuck? You're above that, boy. You're above that. You're way above that. That's not you. And the only reason that happens, you know, to you is because, and I'm speaking from personal experience, the only reason that that might happen to you is because people are jealous or they can't fucking understand why you're acting different. And it's not their place to understand. It doesn't matter, because what matters at the end of the day, you know yourself and you know why you're not operating like that, why you're not like them. Because you're you, you're not them, right? And if people take offense to you not being them, then fuck them. Fuck them. Fuck them. Forget them. They don't matter. I've come to a point in my life where I realize I don't even have friends. I just have business associates and I have family, right? I might have like very intimate relationships with certain people in certain points in time, but you know, life has a funny way of bringing it all together, you know, like a solar system almost. Like it kind of just comes from an outer source and it goes to you, it flows through you, and then you project it out to the world. So my final part of this segment is, if you're on this sobriety path like me, just know that you're not alone and you can do it. You know, it's just gonna take some work. It's gonna take time. It's gonna take commitment. It's gonna take every ounce of your fiber, of your being, to be true to yourself and stick to it. But at the end of the day, you're gonna feel so much better the day after. You're gonna feel way different. You're not gonna be so foggy and you know, depressed and panicky. Because I used to be like that. I used to be very cagey and just overly aware and paranoid about, oh, people are always trying to hurt me. People are like, no, that's a scared dog mentality. That's a fucking frightened little puppy mentality, right? That's like an abused dog thinking. You can't think like that. You know, you gotta think, how can I provide value to the people around me and to the people I'm going to meet, and also learn? You're gonna learn a lot from people that you meet, because if you don't learn from the people that you meet, you're just wasting your time meeting them. What was even the purpose, right? And that brings me to my next topic, man, is this border shit is like tricky, man, because I've had 3 cars, bro. I've burned through 3 fucking cars since I was 18, because I just wanted to be on the road. I just wanted to be exploring. I wanted to be involved. I wanted to be everywhere. And quickly I learned that when you're everywhere at once, it only brings you problems. You know, it only brings you people that, for example, want rides or just want your presence, and they don't care about what you got going on because you're just everywhere. You know, you're just out there, you're involved too much. Now, when you're riding a motorcycle, this is a very crazy perspective. Have you ever heard about the fishbowl theory? You know, like when fishes that are in a bowl of water, like fishbowl. It's kind of like that when you're in a car that doesn't have tinted windows, let's say, for example, just to very clearly paint the picture of a fishbowl in your head. You're witnessing everything around you, but you're not involved in it because you're in a closed compartment in your car and you got your own music, you got your AC on blast, you're vibing. So people are going to react to you however the fuck they feel like it, because people are robots. We're not really like, we're not really there. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, like AI and all this stuff is, and all this technology is advancing, but humans are very much robots in the sense that our emotions are unprecedented. You know, we don't know how to like control ourselves before reacting, or at least most people don't. So I learned that when you're in a motorcycle, you quickly see how people like living their lives in their cars are very disconnected from what's happening in the environment. Because when you're in a motorcycle, or you're on a bicycle, even a fucking scooter, right? It doesn't have to be like that extreme. You're very much having to use all of your senses, like 8, 9 senses. You have to be like a fucking spider, because you're more vulnerable, you're more susceptible. You know, people might not see you, people might not hear you. And I've ridden an R6 Yamaha, which is like a super fast fucking sports bike. I've ridden an electric motorcycle, a Zero, where you can't hear me. I've ridden a loud ass Harley Davidson Sportster. I've had like near-death experiences. I've almost crashed, I've almost slipped out. I've crashed a couple times, but thank God I've only gotten scraped, right? Like I've only caused small cosmetic damage, you know, but it definitely is a different perspective, you know, because the way that I'm living my life right now, I don't have time to be out here in the street anymore. I don't have time to just be hanging out, you know, like that's not my prerogative anymore. It's not. So when I'm on a motorcycle, my thought process is, okay, I'm going to point A to point B and I'm going back home. It's just A, B, that's it. You know what I'm saying? But when I used to be in my car, I was fucking going from point A to point B to point C to point D to point fucking all the way to motherfucking Z. And then I'd come back home to point A, like at fucking 2 in the morning or 1 in the morning, all fucked up, all tired, not really much progress made, just fucking around, just wasting gas and breaking down my fucking whip. And then the new day starts and I'd be on the same shit, going nowhere fast. And now I've got all this fucking legal shit piled up on me. Like the DMV's fucking harassing me. Like I got fucking, finance companies hounding my ass over shit like car payments. Like it's bullshit, bro. Like why the fuck did I even, Like why did I even do that? And I'll tell you why. Because I felt like I needed to in order to be complete, in order to be like, it's like that American dream trope. Like, oh, you gotta have the fucking nice house and the nice car and the beautiful garden and you gotta have the right clothes. And it's like, no, dude, that's not it at all. It's really based on just what you want, It's really just all it is about tailoring your lifestyle to your personality, and if people don't like it, that's not your problem, right? That's something that I've had to fucking deal with and battle with forever. And I'm earning it. I'm feeling it. Like I feel that passion building every day because I'm getting closer and closer. Even if it's just 1% or 0.5% every day, I'm getting closer and closer to my dreams. And that is something that I haven't experienced in years. Since I graduated high school in 2021, I haven't fucking felt that until recently, when I literally had to hit rock bottom and climb out and fucking scrape at the dirt and see, okay, what are my options? Because I'm running out of options. I gotta make something happen, I gotta make a decision. I gotta make a choice. It is what it is, man. And on a motorcycle, bro, you fucking cross the border like that, man. Like you don't have to deal with being in traffic and being fucking harassed by the cops and people going up to your window and then just fucking dealing with bullshit, man. Like I've dealt with cops fucking stopping me in my car like disproportionately, bro. And I don't know if I just bring it upon myself. I think I do. I think I did. Not anymore, but it was just hell, and I don't even want to like fucking entertain that shit anymore. Like I'm just trying to be low key, I mean, to the best that I can, I mean, my personality unfortunately isn't low key because when I walk into a room, I feel like my presence can be a little off-putting just because I'm either very, very silent or I can be very loud and obnoxious, just because I'm feeling like uppity or I'm feeling good, I'm on a good one. So it's all about that, man. I mean, just don't expect the world to kneel before your feet or to change for you because it's not going to. And it's only getting more and more chaotic every day. So I feel like if you learn to control that chaos, if you learn to get that inner peace within yourself, then you got a very, very good idea of what's coming for you. You got a very, very good idea of where you're headed. Because in this life, si no te controlas, te van a controlar. Así de fácil. If you don't control yourself, people will control you. They will decide for you. Right? And that just is what it is. Oh man, I've yammered on, I've talked, I've yapped, I've let go of a lot of thoughts today. This was good. I like this a lot. I'm gonna repeat this again. If I can get a guest on and just shoot the shit over a couple beers or like, or even just like discussing like what's going on in the world, then I think that's my definitely my next episode. If you're tuning in and if you appreciated, any of this, if you took something from it, all the more power to you. I'm glad you did. And, stay safe out there. And don't forget to be extremely, extremely no chill. I think being retarded and being no chill is much better than being the cool, nonchalant guy and trying to act chill. Because at the end of the day, my personality is so far gone where I feel like I can't hold back who I am anymore, no matter what the situation. Now, if I'm at work, that's different. I gotta put on a mask. That's completely like I'm changing who I am and I'm going to fit into this role and I'm not going outside of my boundaries. But my final advice before logging out is be yourself. Be yourself always until you're dealing with the world, until you're dealing with strangers. That's when you have to kind of tone it down a fuck ton, and just learn how to turn that personality off, you know, because we're all unique. We all definitely got our quirks and our fucking, our things that make us different. But when you're dealing with people who aren't your family, you have to learn how to navigate that and be professional. And I've definitely gotta learn how to do that more, and I'm going to. This has been the Blind Border Donkey podcast, the first episode of season 1. I appreciate you very, very much for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one.